And it was a busy weekend of sport, with much of the attention being hogged by the Czech football team and their controversial 2-2 draw in Scotland in the European 2012 qualifiers. Well, it was controversial if you were a Scot, at least. The British media have been raging since the full-time whistle about Dutch referee Kevin Blom's decision to award a last-minute penalty to the Czechs, gratefully converted by Michal Kadlec, and then to disallow similar claims at the other end. Coach Michal Bilek gave first caps to midfielder Petr Jiráček and Jan Laštůvka, the Dnipro goalkeeper, who was a surprise deputy for the injured Petr Cech ahead of the more experienced Jaroslav Drobný of Hamburg. The game started brightly for the Czechs, although Galatasaray striker Milan Baros was guilty of an outrageous miss early on when he side-footed a Jiráček cross over the Scottish bar from only around 10 metres out. It all turned to gloom for the Czechs, though, when Miller raced through to score for Scotland shortly before half-time. Although Laštůvka got a foot to the shot, many observers felt he should have done a lot better. The main drama was left for the final quarter hour, though. Plašil deflected home a Rezek cross to equalise on 78 minutes, before Manchester United's Darren Fletcher seemed to have secured the 3 points for Scotland with a cool finish from close range 5 minutes later. Then it was to the final minutes of drama, and Rezek was involved again, appearing to go down cheaply after a challenge from Scotland's Danny Wilson, leading to Kadlec's point-saving penalty. So 2-2, and it was a fair result, according to captain Tomáš Rosický.
We were, of course, better, and we were all working for each other. We showed that when we are put under pressure, we can still put in a good performance. And that's a good quality to have.
Coach Bilek seemed on the whole satisfied with the result and the Czech performance, save for a couple of misses and mistakes.
During the match, we were passing the ball around much better than our opponents. We missed a real chance and then made a couple of defensive errors. This was a big deal because it's not easy in such a match to attack. However, we are happy, and I think that we have managed a great position in our table.
The result leaves the Czech team odds-on to finish runners-up in Group I. They have 10 points from 6 games, with a 5-point lead over Scotland, albeit having played a game extra. Moving on to cycling, and it was a great weekend for Jaroslav Kulhavý, who raced to his first ever elite men's cross-country world championship on Saturday afternoon in Champagny, Switzerland. The victory rounds off a perfect season for the Czech on the back of his World Cup overall title that he won 2 weeks ago in Val di Sole. Former world champion Nino Schutter of Switzerland took the silver, while another world champion, Julian Absalon of France, got the bronze. "It's an incredible season for me, the best of my life," said Kulhavý. "It's like what Julian did. I hope I will be the best like him. My future is just beginning. I think the Olympics will be a good race for me. I hope to get a medal." From the start, it was a contest of 6 men: Kulhavý, Schutter, Florian Vogel of Switzerland, Absalon, José Antonio Hermidi of Spain, and Maxime Marot of France. Kulhavý led the field for most of the race, one that was notable for a spectacular crash and fall involving the rider Julian Absalon that knocked the Frenchman out of the field. Afterwards, Kulhavý admitted that he didn't feel great early on, but he tore away from Schutter with around 1.5 laps to go. On to tennis for one final note. Thomas Berdych remains 9th in the latest ATP rankings despite his early elimination from the US Open.